There is an ancient principle that has been whispered through the ages, hidden in sacred texts, in the architecture of lost civilizations, and in the very essence of nature. As it is above, it is below. 6 words that contain such profound knowledge that, if you really understand it, you could change your life and your perception of the universe forever. But what does it really mean? Is it just a poetic metaphor, or does it contain a hidden code about the very structure of existence? This Hermetic Principle, extracted from the Emerald Table of Hermes Trismegistus, has guided philosophers, alchemists, and mystics for centuries. Some assure that it contains the key to decipher the mysteries of the cosmos, while others see it as a map that helps us to understand the connection between the universe and our own consciousness. Imagine for a moment that the vast universe and every atom within you are deeply intertwined, as reflections of the same reality. What happens in heaven manifests itself on earth, and what happens in your mind and in your spirit is projected into the outside world. This is the law of correspondence. Now, we are going to unravel its true meaning. We will explore its connection with ancient spiritual traditions, and most importantly, I will reveal to you how you can apply this knowledge in your daily life to transform your reality. So stay until the end, because what you will discover could change your perception of life forever. The principle of how it is up is down is not just an abstract idea. It is a universal truth that has been transmitted through the centuries by different civilizations and spiritual traditions. Our journey begins with Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary Greek-Egyptian sage to whom the creation of Hermeticism is attributed. In his enigmatic Emerald Table, we find this powerful phrase, "What is below is like what is above, and what is above is like what is below," to perform the miracles of a single thing. But what does it really mean? This principle tells us that there is an unbreakable connection between the micro and the macro, between the cosmos and the human being, between the mind and matter. In other words, the same laws that govern the universe also govern our inner reality. In the Vedic tradition of India, it is said that the universe is a reflection of consciousness. The Upanishads speak of the interconnection between the Brahman, the cosmic totality, and the Atman, the inner self. The famous phrase, Tat Tvam Asi, literally means, "You are that," indicating that the universe and the human being are one. The Greek philosopher Plato also explored this principle in his famous cave allegory. In it, he explains that what we perceive with our senses is only a reflection of a higher reality, like the shadows cast in the cave. What is above, in the realm of ideas, shapes what happens below, in the physical world. In the Jewish Kabbalistic tradition, the tree of life is a diagram that represents the relationship between spiritual and material dimensions. Each sphere in this tree reflects an aspect of reality, and its structure shows us that the divine and the earthly are connected by multiple levels of existence. If we observe nature, this principle becomes evident. From the structure of atoms to the way galaxies expand, from the branches of a tree to the neural network of our brain, everything follows the same sacred patterns. The golden spiral, the golden ratio, and fractals are proof that the universe replicates itself on different scales. So, if the laws governing the universe also govern our existence, the key question is, how can we apply this principle in our life to transform our reality? Prepare for a revelation that will change your way of seeing the world. Now that we understand that, as it is above, it is below, it is more than a simple phrase, a key question arises. How does it manifest in our reality? Imagine that the universe is a mirror, constantly reflecting what happens inside you. Your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have a direct impact on what you experience in the outside world. It is not a poetic metaphor. It is a universal truth that ancient sages deeply understood. The Kybalion, an essential Hermetic text, establishes that everything is mind. This means that physical reality is a projection of the universal mind. What you think and feel translates into vibrations that shape your environment. If you live with fear, you will attract circumstances that reinforce that fear. If you focus on gratitude, you will see more reasons to be grateful. If you believe in your creative power, life will give you opportunities to demonstrate it. This principle is also found in Buddhism, where it is said that with our thoughts, we create the world. Modern neuroscience confirms that our perception shapes our experience. The neurons in our brain reinforce mental patterns, creating a reality circuit that can be positive or limiting. Just as planetary movements influence the Earth, our internal states influence our daily life. Alchemists called this the law of correspondence, because the small reflects the large, and vice versa. We find a perfect example in astrology. According to this ancestral wisdom, planets reflect internal cycles of transformation. They do not determine our destiny, but are symbols of forces operating within us. In traditional Chinese medicine, the human body is seen as a miniature of the universe. Each organ corresponds to an emotion. Each flow of energy is a reflection of a greater order. When there is harmony inside, there is health outside. When you understand that what you emit is reflected back in your life, you acquire immense power. You are not a victim of circumstances, but a co-creator of your destiny. If you constantly surround yourself with thoughts of scarcity, you will live in need. But if you begin to train your mind to see abundance everywhere, your reality will adjust to that vibration. Not because it is magic, but because this is how the law of correspondence operates. Think about this. A river flows because it is aligned with gravity. A tree grows because it receives light and nutrients. Your life is transformed when you align your thoughts and actions with the universe. This principle not only explains how the world operates, but also gives us the key to take control of our existence. The question is, how can we apply it in a practical way? That will be the key to the next section. What comes next is the most revealing of all. We have already seen how the law of correspondence connects the macrocosm with the microcosm, thought with matter, and internal vibration with external experience. But here comes the most important thing. How can you use this principle in your favor? The answer is simple but powerful. Conscious alignment. If the universe is a reflection of yourself, then to change your reality, first you must change your internal vibration. This implies working on 3 fundamental levels: mind, emotions, and actions. Your thoughts are the first to shape your reality. Every idea you hold in your mind is a seed that germinates in the outside world. The ancient sages knew it. Hermes Trismegistus taught that everything created is born first in the mind before it manifests itself. Plato spoke of a world of ideas that is reflected in the physical world. The Buddha said, "You are what you think. You become what you believe." Perform this practical exercise. Every morning, before starting your day, visualize your ideal life as if it were already happening. Feel the emotion of being in that state. It is not enough to think about it. You must live it internally. When you repeat this process with constancy, the universe responds because you are vibrating in the frequency of what you want to attract. The universe does not respond only to words or loose thoughts. It responds to the energy behind them. Your emotions are the key to accelerating any manifestation. Think about this. When you feel fear, your body tightens, your breathing changes, and you attract more situations that reinforce that fear. When you feel gratitude, your vibration rises and opportunities flow towards you. The wise men of all traditions taught this. The Tibetan monks use compassion to raise their vibration. The Sufis practice devotion to enter high states of consciousness. The alchemists understood that internal transformation is the true spiritual gold. Practice this action. During the day, make conscious pauses and observe how you feel. If you notice that your emotions are low, use gratitude to raise your energy. Gratitude is the closest vibration to abundance. Thinking and feeling is fundamental, but without action, the principle of how it is up is down is incomplete. Your vibration must materialize in concrete acts. If you believe in abundance, but you continue to act with fear, the universe will respond with contradictions. The coherence between what you think, feel, and do is the key. Keep these tips in mind. If you want more opportunities, start by acting as if you were already at the level you want to reach. If you want love in your life, start by being loving to others and to yourself. If you are looking for success, adopt the habits and mentality of someone who has already achieved it. Remember this: the universe does not respond to what you say you want, but to what you show that you are ready to receive. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, the universe has no choice but to reflect that harmony in your life. And this leads us to the most important part of all: how to apply this in your day-to-day to transform your reality. We have already explored the hidden power behind this Hermetic principle and how your thoughts, emotions, and actions affect your reality. But the most important question is, how do you apply it to your life to see real changes? The answer is in 3 fundamental pillars that the ancient mystics used to tune in with the laws of the universe. The first 60 minutes of your day determine your vibration for the next 24 hours. If you get up in a hurry, stress, or reviewing negative news, your energy aligns with chaos and difficulties. If you start with gratitude, meditation, or affirmations, your frequency changes and the universe responds in that same vibration. The mystics knew it. The Egyptians performed early morning rituals to synchronize with the cosmic energy of the rising sun. The yogis do practices like greeting the sun to activate its vital energy. The alchemists spoke of the golden hour in which the mind is more receptive to transformation. Dedicate the first 10 minutes of the day to writing 3 things for which you are grateful. Repeat a powerful affirmation like, "Today I align myself with the energy of success and abundance." Take 5 minutes of conscious breathing to program your vibration. When you start the day with intention, the external reality adjusts to your internal frequency. The universe not only manifests itself in the skies and stars, but also in the people and situations that surround you. If you are surrounded by constant conflicts, observe if there is something inside you that needs healing. If you attract opportunities, recognize that your vibration is aligned with abundance. The ancients knew it. Buddhists teach that reality is a reflection of our internal perception. The shamans believe that what we judge in others is a lesson that we have not integrated into ourselves. The Essenes spoke of the 7 mirrors of life, which reflect our fears, wounds, and learnings. Before reacting to any external situation, ask yourself, what is this teaching me about myself? If something bothers you in another person, identify if it is something that you also need to work on. If you admire someone, recognize that those qualities also exist within you, and you must enhance them. When you understand that the outside world is your reflection, you can use each situation to evolve and elevate your vibration. The last thing you think before going to sleep defines your reality. because your subconscious mind works on it while you sleep. If you go to bed with worries, your mind will continue to create more problems. If, before going to sleep, you visualize what you want, the universe will begin to conspire in your favor. The ancients knew it. The Egyptian mystics used sleep as a portal of connection with the divine. The Sufis believed that the soul traveled to other planes while we slept. Nikola Tesla said that many of his brightest ideas came in states of deep relaxation. Before going to sleep, imagine with total clarity that your next day will be perfect. Write an intention for the next day, like, "Tomorrow everything flows in my favor easily." Take a deep breath and feel gratitude for what you have now. Your last thought before going to sleep is the first thing your mind will process when you wake up. If there is something you should remember about all this, it is this: the universe does not respond to what you say you want, but to the vibration you emit. When you align your energy with what you want, life begins to move in your favor. Your relationships improve. Your health is balanced. Your finances are transformed. If you want more love in your life, become a loving person. If you want success, adopt the habits of a successful person. If you seek peace, cultivate silence and meditation. Because as it is up, it is down. It is not just a philosophical concept. It is a manual of instructions for life. And now tell me, how are you going to apply this knowledge in your life from today? Everything we have explored so far leads us to an inevitable conclusion. The reality you experience is a reflection of what happens inside you. There is no separation between the material and the spiritual, between what happens in your mind and what manifests in your life. But here is the true secret that few understand. You are the bridge between the divine and the earthly, the architect of your destiny. If you think about it, everything you live is a mirror of your energy, of your thoughts, and of the emotions you feed every day. If your interior is in chaos, the outside world will respond by reflecting that disorder. If there is harmony, the situations you will attract will be aligned with that frequency. It is not about magic or chance, but about a universal law that governs all existence. Ancient traditions already knew it. From alchemy to the teachings of the great mystics, we have been told over and over again that the key to change the world is in changing ourselves. But this is where most people stop, waiting for the transformation to come from the outside instead of assuming their own power. The universe does not react to what you want, but to what you are. If you act from a lack, you will continue to experience a lack. If you embody abundance, everything you need will flow towards you. Imagine for a moment that your life is a reflection of a great cosmic mirror. Every thought, every word, and every action is a line in the image you see projected in reality. If you want to change what appears in that mirror, it is not enough to complain or wish for something different. You must transform what is inside you. Harmony, prosperity, and happiness do not come by chance, but when you tune in with them from within. So, how to apply this in a practical way? First, stop looking for answers outside of yourself. The key is not outside, but in how you interpret and react to each experience. Second, cultivate the energy you want to attract. If you seek love, become love. If you want peace, sow peace inside you. And third, act from certainty, not from doubt. Live as if you were the person you want to be, and the universe will respond to that vibration. None of this is new. Buddha taught that what you think, you become. Rumi said that the universe is inside you. Everything you seek you already are. And alchemists affirmed that whoever knows himself knows the universe. There are no hidden secrets, only forgotten truths that have always been in front of us. The question is, will you continue to wait for an external change, or will you take control of your reality? Because now you know that the key has been inside you from the beginning. If this knowledge resonates with you, if you feel that you are ready to apply it in your life, then this is your moment. Let me know in the comments what part of this revelation impacted you the most. Share this message with those who need to hear it, and subscribe, because what comes in the next videos will take this understanding even further. The universe is a mirror. What are you going to reflect from now on?